Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're discussing the notion of, is there a standard will in Thailand? Is there a standard type of will? And before I get very deep into this, something needs to be noted. There are sometimes, folks tend to be of the belief, and I think this is a byproduct of the internet era, that there are boilerplate documents, that just a one-size-fits-all document out there that's always going to work. And I'm here to tell you, I've seen it from personal experience both in Thailand and the United States, folks trying to use some sort of form documentation without really understanding the underlying legal implications can get themselves in real trouble, or they can find, in the case when we're talking about estate planning, they can find their heirs effectively disinherited or put into a position where it's such a difficulty to deal with the formalities of dealing with the closure of their estate and the organization of their affairs, that it almost becomes a futile enterprise. And I'm not saying this to just say, well, everybody needs a lawyer all the time, but what I am saying is there seems to be a lot of folks out there that thinks that there's a one-size-fits-all approach with respect to legal documentation. Which brings me to the point of this video, the notion of a standard will. I was reading in a recent article from the Bangkok Post, bangkokpost.com. Article is titled, "Protecting Your Assets, How to Create an Effective Will in Thailand." Quoting directly, "A will in standard form is one that is made in writing, is dated at the time of making the will, and is signed by the testator in the presence of at least two witnesses who shall then and there sign their names certifying the signature of the testator." Yeah. The way I would maybe say standard might not be the right word. Properly formalized is probably the better terminology, or the more precise terminology with respect to that. And there's more associated with that. There's a great deal of supporting documentation that goes into having a will on hand that is going to be properly processed in the event of one's passing. What am I talking about here? Well, the name of the game with respect to this is not so much just getting the document created and formalized. It's having a certain level of ensuring a certain level of certainty, I don't mean to be redundant there, that the document will actually move through the court system in a timely manner. And by court system, the Thai system refers to this as succession. We refer to it in the common law context as probate, but basically a court looking at the instrument, analyzing it, making sure that it meets the proper formalities, and ensuring the person was of sound mind at the time that they made the document, and then basically, following the instructions of the will, naming the executor, and that executor making the relevant bequests. These are the primary issues associated with processing a will in Thailand. And it should be the primary concern of those looking to make a will. It's not so much, oh, how do I do it, or any type of one-size-fits-all form. It's, is this thing going to move through the system in a timely manner, in a smooth manner, in the event that it's called for? And again, proper formalization and doing it right. And there is no one-size-fits-all. Depending on the type of a person's estate, again, in an international context, there may be multiple instruments involved. It really depends on circumstances, or the document may be created and formalized in such a way that it can be used in multiple venues. Again, these are all concerns that probably should be taken up with an attorney when you're doing your estate planning. And again, it might not be a terrible idea to contact a legal professional, gain some insight and guidance into how best to proceed.